I'm Grumps. I'm not so Grump. And we're the GameGrumps.
Let's do it, Master Wayne.
I'm in a mansion, Master Wayne. Look, there he is. There he is. There's
Quickly.
Pierce Brosnan.
To the back cave.
He is.
Wait, what were we saying before?
What?
That when Michael Caine says butt...
Oh, Butt Cove.
When he says Bat Cave, it sounds like Butt Cove.
I've got to go to the Butt Cove. Master Wayne.
Master Wayne, what are you doing here in the Bat Cove?
Do you like it here in the Butt Cove? Is it warm?
The Bat Cave.
Is it comfortable in the Butt Cove? I wonder if a boy like you will
do. Oh, I don't like the way this is starting.
My one and only daughter Mila was taken away from me to a frightening place called the Fort. Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah?
It's a difficult voyage, that cursed place. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I just got thrown by a fucking eagle from there.
I sincerely wonder about the wisdom of asking a boy like you to do. Yeah, of course.
No way! Like, big thumbs up.
And you turn around and sparkles show up.
You gained self-loathing.
I mean, geez, wow, I just, you know, I was gonna do it anyway, but now I just got a fucking reward for it.
Yeah, that dude looks rich.
Aside from getting my sister back.
Yeah.
As I sat there.
You got your dick wet. You want to sidle along this fucking window?
As I sat there, looking out the window, I wondered, I contemplated, is his penis bigger than mine?
The look on his face was perfect when you said that.
Oh! Can I get down there? Oh, I can. Whee! Ooh, look at these sparkly ass pots.
I think I'll smash them.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no! He didn't like that!
Thank you so much for coming to my home and bringing my high-priced vases.
I should require compensation.
Oh shit.
Alright, well. Okay.
What about this treasure chest over here that you probably don't want me to put away? Just jump up there real quick. Oh, I can't.
You like pick up another vase and you're like, I guess it depends on how much you want your daughter back! And like you throw it across the room.
Very much! Very much! As much as 2 pots worth!
You little weasel!
Scoundrel! He's like, oh, sorry. And then you like leave and he's like, damn it. Foiled again by children. I should really stop inviting them into my house.
Yes, maybe I should just like actually hire mercenary heroes instead of small children.
How did I get up? Oh, I went up here. So I want to see if I can land on that stage and get that treasure chest.
Oh, cool.
It seems kind of complicated getting into his house. It's a really nice house and all, but like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get up there.
I completely get it.
It's when you have like a really nice apartment on like the 58th floor.
Yes.
And it's like, if you want to like bring a fucking heavy cabinet up there or something, it's like, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Yay, I got a red rupee.
I once helped a friend move like to a 5th story walk up, and that was like death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But by
death.
Yeah. By the time I moved everything and like moved the couch up and everything, I was like, I think this friendship is over. We had a good run.
It's cool because like
your next move better be to heaven.
I have a friend that lives in like a converted brewery.
Yeah.
It's called the Brewery.
Nice.
And they have like a service elevator because they used to be a brewery.
Like a dumb waiter.
Yeah, so if there's like if they have to move huge shit, you just go in the service elevator that's like 1,000,000,000 billion fucking miles wide.
Oh yeah.
You have to like manually close the door or else it doesn't work.
When I lived in my grimy Bushwick apartment, the one with the 14 roommates and such. I've definitely told that on Grumps before, right?
You haven't actually.
Are you
never
serious?
told the story about the commune.
That's crazy. Okay, so when I lived in Brooklyn, I had 14 roommates. I lived in a please help an old mime. Oh my god.
Everybody's gotten their daughters taken.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, crud.
Look at the way you're standing. You're like, yeah, I'll fuck your daughter. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
No. All right.
Oh. Is she hot?
Yeah.
she's my daughter.
Judging by
yes, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah, judging by you, she's probably not hot. Oh yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so when I lived in Bushwick, there were like 7 of us. Like, I lived in Philly first, and like me and 6 of my musician friends, all dudes, like we all moved up to New York, and we got this converted loft, which was basically a fucking abandoned factory in the grimy section of Brooklyn. But because it was not up to code, it was super cheap. And
not up to code, you say?
Yeah, and well, those guys knew that like we would accept cheap rent because they knew that we could just call, you know, whoever in New York handles shutting down unfit for living situations. So it was 6 guys living in this big place, and then like 5 of us got like live-in girlfriends, and so that brought it up to 12. And that was funny because this would be the bomb shop.
That's a lot of money.
Damn.
That's quite a lot of money.
Damn. So yeah, so there were 12 of us, and as soon as there were girls there, it became such a nicer place to live. Because, like, girls, not to stereotype, but girls in general are more in tune with their environment than guys are, I think, when it comes to setting up and decorating a place. And as soon as girls lived there, suddenly, like, there was sunlight, and, like, plants and animals could live.
Animals including humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this where it came out of, the rich guy's house?
And we just have like these massive parties, and then after a party, like these 2 guys just like stayed, and then they started paying rent, and I was like, okay, I guess we got new roommates. And that brought it to 14. Wow. And so yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous place. But like, also, we had a bunch of carpenters. I'm not missing any fucking plot by talking about this, am I?
You're missing this guy pretending to be like a ship captain, and we're playing like a game of Battleship.
All right, I'm gonna keep talking, man.
And he's putting on like an Eastern European accent. You have to sink all of these fiendishly hidden enemies.
Okay.
But be warned.
Be warned. The marauding squids. Adorable.
Is that clear,
sailor?
Aye, aye, sir.
What's going on? Where am I? All right, you play Battleship.
All right.
The last thing I wanted to say about that place was because it was not up to code, it would flood constantly every time it rained, and like the people who lived on either side of us would they just moved out because they were like, fuck this, like I can't live here, and so like every time someone would move out, we'd just knock down the walls between our apartment and theirs and just annex that shit like Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah, so our place ended up being huge. That being said, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I live out here now.
I'm sure it's a good life experience though.
It was super fun when I was in my 20s, you know, like, oh, you sneaky bastards.
Fucking tiny squid. Dang.
It is a tiny squid.
The enemies have retreated or something.
Oh, don't mail this in, you dick.
10 rupees per game for kids.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll fucking destroy you.
Then, alright, money? Yes, let's do this. Oh, this is as good a time as any, also. I couldn't find the best picture of me wrestling that alligator from before that people requested to see. But I did find one of me, of 20-year-old me wrestling an alligator. So Barry, put that up.
Wait, you have more pictures of you wrestling an alligator?
There's a much better one where you can see the size of the alligator because it's from the side. This you can just kind of see the mouth and the tail, but it doesn't look as big as it actually was. And this is where people are just like, sure.
Oh my god, I fucking...
you had it. Oh, no, you just thought it was the 3 Goose win.
That is fucked up.
That is bullshit.
Bad news.
Okay, fine.
No, fuck you.
No, eat dicks. Whatever, come back soon. God, there is a lot of sassy people in this town.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I surprisingly, living in Florida, I did not interact with alligators that much.
Really?
Because I never wanted to, like, die.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Are they aggressive?
Oh my god, yes.
Really?
They'll fucking eat your asshole.
That sounds great.
Along with the rest of you.
Oh, damn it. I was always under the impression that alligators kept to themselves and it was crocodiles that were like the really vicious ones.
If they're like threatened, alligators will. So if you're like near them, they're like, get the fuck out of here. Plus they have like, what's like most dangerous about them is like their jaws are like unopenable once they're closed.
Yes.
And they sprint very quickly.
Really?
Yeah, like they can't run for very long, but if you're like within sprinting distance, like you cannot outrun them. They're just like.
You know what? And perhaps in retrospect, wrestling one of these while high was not my best move. I'm just having this realization now, a solid 12 years later.
I mean, they're just dinosaurs. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are unchanged. That's very true. Like when I saw them up close, that was the thing that struck me the most. They're like very like primeval like creatures, you know? Like, you just look at them and they're like from another world almost.
They're probably my favorite animal.
Really?
Yeah.
I like dolphins.
Really?
Yeah, they're sweet and they seem like they're in a good mood. And they try to have sex with you, I'm told.
Really?
That's fine.
That's not super cool then.
Do unicorns count as a favorite animal?
No, those are what are they called? Fake animals?
Not real.
There's like a name for them.
Oh.
It's like Put
it up, Barry. Thank you.
It's like
good.
a Zo something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I also like dinosaurs. Do they have to be? Can they be extinct?
Yeah, they existed.
Okay, then Stegosaurus is my favorite of
cool.
all time.
Why Stegosaurus? Because he's like got that tail.
I thought it's funny when I was like
He stole his camera.
when I was like 4 years old to when I was 10, I was like wildly obsessed with Stegosaurus, and I still think they're fucking amazing. Yeah, I don't know why they always like. They look like the artist of the dinosaurs, you know? They're so like interesting and like the way like they're sort of diamond-shaped plates like get bigger and then smaller again, like they arc, and then the tail spikes. They're like great works of art that were also alive.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all right.
I like Coelophysis.
I can't picture what that one is.
It's the tiny one. They were in Jurassic Park 2, and they ate that little girl at the beginning.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Compsognathus?
Coelophysis?
It might be Coelophysis. There are lots of dinosaurs that like looked very similar
Yeah.
and did the same thing. But if they...
Compies.
Yeah, compies, yeah. That scene, by the way, they put it in the beginning of Jurassic Park 2, but that scene is actually in Jurassic Park the book. That's the opening scene where like she goes to pet the compy and it like jumps on her hand and jumps up her arm. And that's like one of the very few times I've ever like had my heart like pounding while reading a book, you know?
Wow.
Crichton was a good writer.
Wait, so there was a little girl at Jurassic Park before they even did research on it?
It's oh shit, I can't remember the sequence of events. I think like the compies had escaped from Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just showing that dinosaurs existed in this world, you know?
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was...
The Lost World.
Yeah, he was a good writer. Like, although he did not believe in climate change.
What?
Isn't that weird? I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but doesn't it seem that all signs point to that happening?
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just very weird. He was like an outspoken, like, totally against like the idea that we're changing the climate with what we're doing.
Also,
and yet he wrote all these science fiction books.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of the best writers have like weird issues. It's like Orson Scott Card.
Oh, he just doesn't care for gay people.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick.
It's not that he doesn't care for gay people. He
Hates
them.
Yeah.
A burning passion.
Yeah. Ender's Game, fantastic book.
Yeah.
Orson Scott Card, mediocre human being.
You know, we had like a little book club where we read Ender's Game, Barry, Susie, and me, and
no spoilers. I'm sure a lot of people want to watch.
No spoilers.
Okay,
because we wanted to prepare for the movie, right?
Right.
So we read it, and then we were like, dude, we should read the second book, and people were like, I don't know, just stick with the first book, and we were like, oh, why not? And then we like looked up in the Wikipedia article, and it's like, plot synopsis. Bender goes to the planet where there are pig people that turn into trees.
What?
It's
Like shit just goes off the rails.
whoa, whoa.
I'm sorry. What?
This is not the cool sci-fi rising up in the ranks story that I'm used to.
Yeah. A lot of times
get it.
I will only read like the first in a massive like I only read the first Dune, which was fucking fantastic, but like
I should read that. I really like the movie.
oh, it's great, and like the first Dune book is like perfectly like encapsulated. Like the end is like a perfect place to end that world story, but like. Frank Herbert kept it going and died in the middle of writing maybe the 5th book or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, and his son took over. And, like, I don't know, people have told me it's not as good, but, like, even if it was as good, like, I wouldn't want to read, like, someone else finishing someone's vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But then when you think of stuff like Firefly, where, like, Joss Whedon just wrote the outline, but, like, guys like Tim Minear, like, actually wrote the episode.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
And that's mostly how television is. So, like, you know, it's not just one vision, it's like a vision of a lot of talented people.
What was the name of that guy again?
Tim Minear?
Tim Minear. You're all right, Tim Minear. Barry, throw up a picture of Tim Minear with a little birthday hat and confetti falling down. Yeah, Tim Minear.